Welcome back, dear children. Now we will move to section C, electrical energy and power. Already we learned about energy, isn't it? And we are having different forms of energy around us. Now, after that we considered about law of conservation of energy. That is, energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. And I think in second chapter we have learned different examples for this. So few examples are also given in this section. In the case of a light, in the case of a bulb, electric bulb, what energy transformation takes place? Electrical energy into light energy. Then if it is a heater, electrical energy into heat energy. Then in the case of a microphone, when you are speaking in front of a microphone, what happens? Sound energy gets converted into electrical energy. Then this will be fed into the loudspeaker. And what is the energy transformation in a loudspeaker? Loudspeaker converts these electric signals back into sound energy. Then again in the case of an electrolyte, when you are passing electricity through an electrolyte, chemical reaction take place. So what happens? Electrical energy gets converted into chemical energy, isn't it? When you are passing electricity through an electrolyte, electrical energy gets converted into chemical energy. Then in the case of an electromagnet, electrical energy gets converted to magnetic energy. So a number of conversions are there. So you should know how to write these conversions. Okay. Now, next we will move to the measurement of energy. Okay. Now, already I told you that work and energy have same dimensions. So for energy, you can either use the notation E, capital E or W. Most of the equations in your textbook are given in the form of capital W. Okay. Then, when we learned about potential difference, we have learned one equation. Do you remember that? What was the equation for potential difference? V is equal to, potential difference is the work done to move a charge. That is, V is equal to W by Q, isn't it? Where V is the potential difference, W is the work and Q is the charge. So I told you work and energy have same dimensions. So this W represents energy also. How can you write this equation in terms of W? V is equal to W by Q. So W will be equal to QV, isn't it? So this is one equation in order to calculate the work. Then we learned an equation for Q. What was that? What was the equation in order to calculate Q? Do you remember when we learned in the beginning of the chapter, we learned that Q is equal to, what was the equation? With current, I is equal to Q by T, isn't it? Electric current I is rate of flow of charges. That means Q by T is I. So instead of Q, what can I write? We can write there IT, isn't it? So first we got this equation from V is equal to W by Q. W is equal to VQ or QV. Then we learned that I, current, electric current I is equal to rate of flow of charges. So instead of Q, I can write IT. So the next equation for energy is VIT. This is the next equation for energy. Then from Ohm's law, we learned that V is equal to IR. So I'm going to replace this V with I and R. So what will we get here? Instead of V, I am putting IR. So IR into IT, that is I square RT. Then in the same equation, if I am giving substitution for I, from here what will be I? I is V by R. So I am keeping V as such and I am going to change I. So if I change I, V into V by R into T. So what will come there? V square by R into T. Okay. So these are the 4 equations which are used in order to calculate energy. Okay. So once again, from the definition for potential difference, we learned that V is equal to W by Q. So from here, W is equal to QV. From the equation for electric current, I is equal to Q by T. So instead of Q, I wrote IT. So we got the second equation, W is equal to VIT. Then using Ohm's law, V equal to IR. So if I am replacing V, I will be getting the equation I square RT. If I am replacing V, if I am replacing I will be getting the equation V square by R into T. If I am replacing V, I will be getting the equation I square RT. Okay, so you should be thorough with these 4 equations. And what about the SI unit for energy? SI unit for energy is Joule. Okay, anyway, SI unit, if it is energy, any kind of energy, SI unit will be Joule. Keep that in your mind. Okay, now we will consider the measurement of power. What is the definition for calculating power? Power is equal to work by time, isn't it? Power is rate of doing work. So what should I do? How will we get the equations for power? If you want to get the equation for power, just divide all these equations with the T. If you are dividing the entire all these equations with the T, rate of doing work is power. That means work by time, isn't it? So here P is equal to QV by T. Second case, P equal to VIT by T means VI. I square RT by T means I square R. Then here it is V square by R. Okay, so these are the equations for power. Power is rate of doing work. So we had 4 different equations in order to calculate energy. When I divided all these equations with the time, I got the equations for power. Please be thorough with these equations. Okay, if you are thorough with these 4 equations, you can write the equations for power easily. This is needed in order to do the numericals. So please be thorough with these 4 sets. Is it clear? Now, speaking about the unit, what is the SI unit for power? SI unit for power is watt, isn't it? So, I'll just take an equation from this P equal to VI. From using this equation, we can define 1 watt. When will the power be 1 watt? If potential is 1 volt and current is 1 ampere, power will be 1 watt, isn't it? What is the SI unit? So using this equation, we can give a definition for watt. 1 watt is the power consumed when a current of 1 ampere flows through a circuit with potential difference 1 volt. I'll repeat. 1 watt is the power consumed when a current of 1 ampere flows through a circuit with potential difference 1 volt. So is it clear about the measure electrical energy and its transformation? Then equations to calculate electrical energy, then the equations for calculating power, unit for both and definition for power. Okay, now this is about the SI unit. Now we will be moving to the commercial units. Okay, so what about the commercial units? What do you mean by commercial unit? Commonly used units. Those are the commercial units. So in the case of electrical energy, the commonly used unit is watt second. So let me write this equation. Power is equal to work or energy by time. Okay, so from here what will be work? It is power into time. So this is not work. Here we are considering it as energy. Okay, now If the power, what is the SI unit for power? It is watt. For time, SI unit is second. Okay. This is energy. SI unit for energy is joule. We are going to consider the commercial units or the commonly used units for measuring electrical energy. Okay. So, watt second will come as the unit in order to measure electrical energy. Okay. Now, watt second is so small. Instead of that, normally what we will use is watt hour or kilowatt hour. From this equation, we will be getting watt second, but watt second, the value, it is very small. So, we will be using watt hour or kilowatt hour. So, do you know what is watt hour or kilowatt hour? If the unit for power, if the power is given in watt and time is given in hour, you will be getting the work or energy in watt hour. And this is the commercial unit. Okay. Now, 1 watt hour means it is actually equal to 3600 joule. And 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joule. Okay. So, for watt hour and kilowatt hour, those are the most commonly used units in order to measure electrical energy. This relation is important. 1 watt hour is equal to 3600 joule and 1 kilowatt hour is equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joule. Now we need definition for this. When will we get the energy as 1 watt hour? If we need the energy as 1 watt hour, power should be in watt and time should be in hour, isn't it? So 1 watt hour is the energy consumed when an appliance of power 1 watt works for 1 hour. If an appliance of power 1 watt works for 1 hour, the energy consumed will be 1 watt hour. If an appliance of power 1 kilowatt works for 1 hour, then the energy consumed will be 1 kilowatt hour. So, is it clear? Once again, SI unit of energy or work is joule, but when we are considering commercial unit, in order to measure electrical energy, we are using watt hour or watt kilowatt hour. When we use this equation, if the power is taken in watt and time is taken in second, our unit is watt second. Normally, we won't use the unit watt second. We'll be using either watt hour or kilowatt hour in order to measure the electrical energy. 1 watt hour is 3600 joule and 1 kilowatt hour is 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joule. So, is it clear? Now, the next thing is about the power rating. When you are buying electrical appliances, normally we can see that a power rating will be given on it. If you buy a bulb, tube or any electrical appliance, it will be written about the power rating, that is 100 watt, 220 volt. Like this, you can see a value in watt and volt. Okay, so this is actually known as power rating. This means if you are buying a bulb and in that if it is written as 100 watt, 220 volt, this means that if that bulb is connected to a 220 volt supply, it consumes a power of 100 watt. Okay, 100 watt power is consumed if this appliance is connected to a 220 volt supply. And in all the electrical appliances, you will see the reading as 220 volt. Why? Because that is the supply voltage which we are getting. Okay. So in India, we have the supply voltage as 220 volt. That is the voltage what we get. So, if the appliance is connected to a 220 volt supply, it consumes a power of 100 watt. Okay. So, if you are writing it in terms of energy, how can you say? 100 watt is the power consumed. That means 100 watt power means power is equal to work or energy by time, isn't it? That means 100 joules of energy is consumed in 1 second. If the power is 100 watt, power means it is work or energy by time, isn't it? So, if you are getting in the power rating, if the power is given as 100 watt, that means that particular appliance will consume 100 joules of energy in 1 second. Joule is the SI unit for energy and second is the SI unit for time. So 100 joules of energy will be consumed in 1 second. Now, by getting the power rating, from the power rating we can calculate two things. Okay, from the power rating we can calculate two things with V and I. Power rating means what all things we are getting. We will be getting the value of V as well as I. From V and P, isn't it? In the case of power rating, 100 watt means power is given, 220 volt means the voltage is given. So from these two values, power and potential, we can calculate the resistance offered by that particular equipment as well as the safe current. That means how much current can flow through it. Okay. So we have learned the equation. Power is equal to V square by R. Do you remember this equation? Fourth equation what we wrote is power is equal to V square by R. So once you know power and potential, from that you can find the resistance offered by the circuit. This equation is already learned by us. Similarly, we learned an equation P is equal to VI. So in the power rating, both power and potential are there. So using this equation, you will get the value of current. And this current is called a safe current. That is, that equipment can pass only that much of current. If more current is passed, it gets damaged. So we will call this current as safe current. Okay. So from the power rating means the value of voltage or the potential and power will be given, and from that we can calculate two things, which are the resistance and current. Resistance will be obtained using the equation. From here, what will be resistance? V square by P. V square by P will give you the resistance. Then P by V will give you the current, and this current is called a safe current. Why? Because if more than this current is passed through the circuit gets damaged. So is it clear about this? Next is household consumption of electrical energy. So we are using electrical energy, and based on the amount of energy consumed, we are paying our electricity bill, isn't it? Do you know on what basis these values are calculated? Normally in your house, you can see that your parents will be speaking about the number of units consumed in a month, isn't it? How many units of electrical energy is consumed, that much, based on that much, we have to pay the electricity bill. So next time onwards, you can just check. If you check that receipt given from the KSEB, there also it will be written how many units of electrical energy is consumed. So what you have to remember is this unit. They will speak about something called a unit. 1 unit means it is actually equal to 1 kilowatt hour. Okay. So normally the people from KSEB or our parents won't say about kilowatt hour. 1 unit means actually it is equal to 1 kilowatt hour. Okay. So based on how many units consumed, we will be giving the electricity bill. So we'll check how to calculate the amount that has to be paid as the electricity bill. Okay. So you will be having the equation for electrical energy consumed as power into time. Power into time is electrical energy, isn't it? Now, if the power is given in watt and if the time is taken in hours. If the power is given in watt and time is in hour, you will be getting the electrical energy consumed in watt hour. If the power is given in kilowatt and time is in hour, you will be getting the electricity consumed in kilowatt hour. And this 1 kilowatt hour is actually equal to 1 unit. So we will check how many units of electrical energy is consumed or how many kilowatt hour of energy is consumed in 1 or 2 months. They are coming to take the reading in 2 months, isn't it? So within that 2-month gap, how many units or kilowatt hours of electrical energy is consumed? So we'll be getting a value. And that value into the rate per unit will give you the amount that you have to pay as electricity bill. So once again, I'll tell you, electrical energy is consumed by us and based on the amount of electrical energy consumed, we are paying the electricity bill. So in order to calculate that, we will first calculate the electrical energy consumed by us in a month or in 2 months. Okay, so how to calculate that? How much power is consumed into how much time? If the power is in kilowatt and time is in hour, directly you will be getting how many units are consumed. Instead of that, if power is given in watt, what you have to do? How to convert watt to kilowatt? Divide it with 1000. Then you will be getting the number of units consumed there. Then that into amount or cost per unit will give you the amount that has to be paid as the electricity bill. Okay, so this concept will be clear when we do the numericals. Now what you have to remember? Electrical energy is equal to electric power into time. Okay, by doing the numericals, it will be thorough. Now the last topic of this section, that is about the amount of current produced, okay, or amount of heat produced when current passes through a circuit. Already I told you, when current passes through a circuit, it produces heat. Okay, so how much heat is produced when current passes through a circuit? The amount of heat produced is directly proportional to the square of the current, then resistance offered, and the time for which the current is flowing. When current is flowing through a circuit, heat is produced and the amount of heat energy produced is directly proportional to the square of current, resistance and the time. So this equation, if you are considering the constant as 1, you will be getting H is equal to I square RT as the equation to calculate the amount of heat produced, and this is known as Joule's law of heating. Okay, it's known as Joule's law of heating. H is equal to I square RT. So please study this equation. H depends on directly proportional to the square of the current, resistance and the time for which the current is flowing. Here the heat is also a form of energy. You will be getting the value in joules. Okay. So is it clear? With this we completed the section. Again we have numericals. So children, you can take your textbook and take the question answers. So if the answer is there, no need to write it again. All the other things you have to copy. No need to copy the question. Find the answer and write it. And you can leave question number 14 and 15. Question number 14 and 15 given in 212. Page number 212 is not needed. Okay. So thank you children.